Have you ever truly looked at a chair? I mean, really looked at it. Not just as a piece of furniture to throw your coat on, but as a silent witness to history, a vessel of human ingenuity. Today, we're going on an epic journey, a deep dive into the surprisingly fascinating history of something we all take for granted, the humble wooden chair. Our story begins in a time before comfort, a time when humanity's relationship with the ground was, let's say, very direct. For thousands of years, people sat on the earth, on rocks, on fallen logs. Sitting wasn't an act of relaxation. It was just a necessity. The ground was hard, often damp, and definitely not designed for long-term comfort. Imagine trying to have a long conversation or a meal while squatting or cross-legged. It works, but it's far from ideal. Early humans were resourceful, using woven mats or animal hides to soften their seat. But the fundamental problem remained. They were still on the ground. Then a revolution happened. It wasn't loud or explosive, but it would change the way humans lived forever. The ancient Egyptians, known for their pyramids and pharaohs, were among the first to elevate sitting into an art form. Around 5,000 years ago, they crafted the earliest known chairs. But these weren't for everyone. Early Egyptian chairs, often made from ebony or ivory and adorned with intricate carvings and precious metals, were status symbols. They were thrones for the pharaohs and seats of honor for the wealthy elite. To have a chair was to have power. The common person, they were still on the floor, looking up. These early chairs often featured legs carved to look like animal paws, a design element that showed a connection to the power and majesty of nature. The message was clear. The person sitting in this chair is important. As civilizations rose and fell, the chair traveled. The Greeks, pioneers of democracy and philosophy, had their own take. The klezmos chair became a staple in their homes. Unlike the rigid, ceremonial chairs of Egypt, the klezmos was designed for elegance and comfort. It had a curved backrest and gracefully splayed, saber-like legs. It was a chair for conversation, for thought, for civilized life. You can see it depicted on countless Greek vases, a testament to its importance in their daily culture. It was still a luxury, but it was becoming more accessible, a part of the cultured home rather than just the royal palace. The Romans, ever the practical engineers, adopted and adapted Greek designs. They made chairs more robust, more widespread. They had the curule seat, a folding X-shaped stool that was a symbol of magisterial power, easily transported by officials. But for the most part, even in the mighty Roman Empire, the majority of the populace sat on simple stools, benches, or still, the floor. The chair remained a marker of social standing. Then came the Middle Ages, a period often called the Dark Ages. Life became more rustic, and so did furniture. The grand designs of Rome were replaced by heavy, solid, and functional pieces. Think of a massive, throne-like chair carved from a single log of oak, sitting at the head of a great hall. This was the Lord's seat. Everyone else sat on long benches, reinforcing the strict feudal hierarchy. The chair was not just furniture, it was a physical representation of the social order. The Lord sat high, everyone else sat low. The wood itself was thick and imposing, built to last for generations, a symbol of the enduring power of a noble family. The Renaissance brought a rebirth of art, culture, and, you guessed it, chair design. As trade flourished and a new wealthy merchant class emerged, the demand for fine furniture skyrocketed. Italian, French, and English craftsmen began competing to create the most beautiful and comfortable chairs. New techniques in joinery, carving, and upholstery appeared. Walnut replaced oak as the wood of choice, allowing for more delicate and intricate designs. The chair started to become an object of art, a piece to be admired as much as used. This was the era of the high-backed wainscot chair and the elegant Savonarola chair, a folding armchair that became a symbol of Renaissance humanism. But the real democratization of the chair began in the 17th and 18th centuries. This was the age of the master cabinet makers, names we still revere today, like Thomas Chippendale in England. Chippendale didn't just make chairs, he published a design book, The Gentleman and Cabinet Maker's Director, which allowed his styles Gothic, Rococo, and Chinese-inspired to be copied across the world. Suddenly, a well-to-do farmer in colonial America could have a chair in the style of a London aristocrat. The chair was spreading. Simultaneously, simpler, more rustic styles were being perfected. The Windsor chair is a perfect example. Originating in the English countryside, its design was pure genius. The legs and back spindles were all socketed into a solid, sculpted wooden seat. It was lightweight yet incredibly strong and comfortable. It was a chair for the people. It crossed the Atlantic and became an icon of early American design, a favorite of the Founding Fathers. It was honest, practical, and beautiful in its simplicity. Then came the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century, and it changed everything. Michael Thunt, an Austrian cabinet maker, perfected a method for bending solid wood using steam. His chair No. 14, created in 1859, became one of the best-selling chairs in history. It was made of just 6 pieces of steam-bent wood, 10 screws and 2 nuts. It could be mass-produced, packed flat in a crate to save space during shipping, and easily assembled on-site. For the first time, a stylish, durable, and comfortable wooden chair was affordable for the masses. It populated the cafes of Vienna, the bistros of Paris, and homes around the world. The chair was no longer a luxury, it was a common good. The 20th century saw an explosion of creativity. Modernist designers from the Bauhaus school stripped away all ornamentation, focusing purely on form and function. They believed good design should be accessible to all. Think of the clean lines and molded plywood of chairs by Charles and Ray Eames, or the sculptural simplicity of Hans Wegner's The Chair, which became famous when it was used in the first televised U.S. presidential debate between Kennedy and Nixon. These designers showed that wood wasn't just a traditional material. It could be pushed and shaped in new and exciting ways, creating forms that were both organic and modern. So here we are today, surrounded by chairs. They come in every shape, size, and material imaginable. But that simple wooden chair, it's still here. It might be a sleek Scandinavian design in your dining room, a sturdy Windsor on your porch, or a treasured antique passed down through generations. Each one carries a story. It's a story of social hierarchy, of artistic expression, of technological innovation, and of the universal human quest for a little bit of comfort. From a pharaoh's throne to a mass-produced cafe chair, the journey of the wooden chair is the journey of us. It's about our move from the ground to a place of rest, from survival to civilization. So the next time you pull out a chair to sit down, take a moment, feel the smooth, worn wood beneath your hands. Think of the forest it came from, the craftsman who shaped it, and the thousands of years of history that led to you right here, right now, having a comfortable place to sit. It's not just a chair, it's a piece of human history. Thanks for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the objects that shape our world. See you next time.